Thanks for hanging out. I know it wasn't just for the alcohol. Hopefully a little bit of it was for me. We started Last Bottle Clothing to address the effects of one of the worst climate and environmental disasters in the history of mankind, and that's plastic pollution. The World Economic Forum has forecasted that by 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than there is fish. Think about that for a second, and seriously, there's going to be more plastic than fish in our vast oceans. That should scare the living crap out of every single person here, and I know it does me. If you've been on social media recently, or you watch the news, you'll know that plastic pollution is top of mind. In fact, it's even the cover of this month's National Geographic, conveniently enough. Hello, I'm Stuart Wood, CEO of Last Bottle Clothing, where we make the world's first truly sustainable clothes. They're made entirely out of recycled plastic bottles, and very uniquely, they are made to be 100% recyclable. So after you wear our beautiful soft clothes for a few years, 5, 10, 20 years, whatever it is, you send it back to us, and we put it back in our manufacturing process. And we can do this over and over again. Clothes never need to go in the landfill. Plastic never needs to go into the environment. So prior to starting Last Bottle Clothing, Justin and I built supply chains for Fortune 500 companies. But since you guys are here to have a good time tonight, I'm not going to say crap about that. So we'll continue on. We also spent a long time in retail, between the two of us, 2 decades. So we're in a really good position to help tackle this issue. So I don't know about you guys, but when I was a young man, my mother always told me that I was the most handsome and the smartest kid in my class. And it wasn't until I was older that I realized that all the other kids' parents were saying the same thing, and they were lying to them. When you're running a business, particularly as an entrepreneur, you need to test out your ideas, not on people that love you, like you, care about you, or interact with you daily, but you need to test them out on the general public, people that would have no problem telling you that you suck. So that's what we did. We ran a 1-month pre-sale of our Last Bottle t-shirts, and it was fantastic. We sold over $21,000 worth of t-shirts, and it's a good amount of money, yay for money. But more importantly, what it did is it proved to us that there's a demand in the market, and it really authenticated this customer demand. And that's very exciting for a company like us that are trying to make a difference in a space where there's a lot of noise. So this is where, if you were all investors, I would tell you about how much money we're going to make. But more importantly, for this world, by 2020, we will have rescued our 1 millionth plastic bottle from going into the environment. By 2022, we will have rescued more than 10 million bottles. And by 2024, there will be 100 million bottles that do not go into the environment because of Last Bottle Clothing and our customers. So we make great, clean, wonderful, sustainable clothes. But now I have to compare us against others so you understand. Unlike cotton, we use no pesticides, we use no defoliants, and we use 500 times less fresh water. Polyester was most recently crude oil, somewhere beneath the surface of the earth in the Gulf of Mexico or the Middle East. Our raw material was that plastic bottle you threw into the recycling bin here in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. And most clothes that we're all wearing right now travel about 16,000 miles before they get to you. And our clothes are made in an 85-mile radius right here in the southeastern United States. Yeah, America. So our suppliers in the Carolinas collect plastic waste from throughout the region. The waste gets cleaned, it gets chopped into little flakes and melted into pellets that look kind of like Nerds candy. We then take that and we can spin it into yarn, which is then knitted into fabric that becomes the clothing that your friends, your neighbors, and hopefully you guys will all be wearing in the near future. And again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, when you're done with those clothes, you send them back to us. We will recycle them. We put them back in with the plastic waste. We chop them up, melt it down, do the same thing over and over and over again. And we can do this long after I've died of a very, very old age. I hope. So at Last Bottle Clothing, we are on a mission to tackle plastic pollution. And we are going to revolutionize the apparel industry. We're going to show the world that we can do well while doing a lot of good. So I would love for you guys to join us. Check us out at lastbottleclothing.com. Sign up, follow us, give us some support. But most of all, thank you guys for coming out tonight. And I know it's not just for the alcohol, but that doesn't hurt. Thank you guys.